Sorcerer's here with a deck update and USB cable update, I guess. So yeah, this is pretty much a follow-up to the last update video in a way, including deck updates, as I said. So, you know how I said that I misplaced the USB cable for this camera right here? Well, turns out it was in a very obvious place where I didn't think to look. So I found it in the box which the camera came in. Yeah, feel free to facepalm. Yeah, I just can't believe I didn't think to look in the box that it came in, which is like over there. In fact, I'm pretty sure you can actually see it. It's right here. I can't believe I didn't think to look, but hey, at least I found it now, and you know what this means? I have two working cameras. So now I'm just really excited about the possibilities and stuff that I can do with two cameras. I'm even thinking that I could try and do that setup that YouTubers like Jobber, Cyberknight, Ruxin34 have, where they've got one camera recording the actual opening of packs, while another camera is showing their faces, meaning you can see their reactions. Because that would be something I'd like to do somehow. Because I've done all these cool pack opening videos lately, but you're not able to see my face. So if I can find out how to do that, then that'll be amazing. Or else, if anything, one camera can of course back up the other one, like if all the battery power is used up on one, or something like that. Or of course there could be that worst case scenario where if one of them ends up malfunctioning and then not working again, then at least I have another one going spare that will work. Although it would be rather unfortunate if it was this camera that malfunctioned and stopped working, because there is of course still one problem with this camera. It only has one battery. I did once try and look for another battery for it. This is the battery that this camera uses, but I couldn't find it anywhere. Yeah, it must be a really, really rare kind of camera and battery. But for now, I have two cameras that I can make use of, and yeah, I'm still trying to work out what else I could do with them. Maybe film duels at a different angle, or alternatively, if there's a funny game ender, I can, while one camera's filming the duel, I can use the other camera to catch a funny game ender on camera. So it's gonna be amazing. So yeah, very excited and pumped for that. Now that that's out the way, on with deck updates. Starting with some Dark Magician talk. Now, you know how I said I was going to change the way I play it, well, as you probably saw in our 200 subscriber special, the intended changes didn't really work the way I hoped they would. They worked out okay in the cross-bandist match against the water control deck, but not so much against Endymion, because it was too bricky for my liking, and I wasn't able to get off the specific plays that I wanted to get off. Of course, then again, it didn't really help that Endymion was negating half my deck, along with the fact that I misplayed by not activating Eternal Soul in response to Servant, but Servant of Endymion, that is. But it's just kind of gutted about it, really. Just slightly annoyed that I misplayed there, to be honest. I could have got a deck fin, and the order of my cards could have changed, and game 2 could have been a lot different. But instead I messed up and just kept getting dead draws. So yeah, that was kind of annoying, and gutted that it didn't really work out. But you know, it was our 200 subscriber special. The idea of it was to turn the Sparks for Game joke into an actual reality, and what's important is that you guys enjoyed it. So anyway, what I did with my deck is just pretty much change it back to how it was before, but I will show you what the original intention was, for those who are curious. Now, the general idea of this version of the deck was to take a page out of the book of decks like Cosmo and Yang Zing's. It's like, excuse me, the opponent destroys something I have, I get something to replace it. And it was mainly just to try and get round the problems that Harpy's Feather Duster and even Lightning Storm can cause. So we'll go over do a little deck profile. 3 Dark Magicians, of course, Dark Magician Girl, Mahard, because I still like playing him in here. I put Apprentice back to 3, just because I really feel like it's a necessity to play 3, not just for the search, but also to pump up my Dark Spellcasters. 3 Rods, that's standard. 3 Souls, that's also standard. I also put in Lord Gaia the Fierce Knight, because it's a free special summon of at level 7, and which helps with rank 7 plays. And I put in a fraction of the ritual version of the deck, so 2 copies of Magician of Chaos, and my favourite ritual monster, Blackluster Soldier Super Soldier, which is there to be special summoned of Magician of Chaos. Problem is, I never saw it in any of my duels. Well, apart from some practice games on here, I just went over to my Exodia deck by mistake. There we go. And the other good thing about BLS is that it floats for Lord Gaia, so that was the idea I had in mind. Yeah, I just wanted to play Magician of Chaos again. I didn't put in Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon, which I know is what people who play Magician of Chaos generally do, although I've never exactly been the biggest fan of Chaos Max, exactly. But having said that though, if I do run these rituals again, I may consider a Chaos Max, because I've been doing a lot of thinking about Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon and the deck itself, because as you know, I've been hating on that card for the last 4 years, but I'm starting to have second thoughts about it, because when thinking about the Chaos Max matchup, I feel like Chaos Max by himself isn't really the problem. It's creature swap, the combo that I've been ranting about recently. Get out some incantation monsters in defense, ritual summon Chaos Max, play creature swap and go for game, which is a cheap way to win. But Chaos Max by itself is a powerful card, but it is manageable. So I'll consider it for the future. Anyway, moving on, I put Kuriboh in. I wanted to try him out before Battle Fader. He doesn't use up a special summon, so just thought I'd try him out. And Veiler as my replacement monster effect negation. Problem is though, it does target and it doesn't destroy, which can be a problem, but it's monster effect negation that's not as easy to stop as Solemn Strike. And then for spells, 3 circles, dark magic attack, 3 soul servants, 2 copies of Secrets of Dark Magic for fusion plays and ritual plays. The other thing is, even if I'm not able to get a ritual summon off, I can use these guys as fusion materials. This obviously for the Dark Magicians, and this for Dark Cavalry. So it still works fine. It's at least some way to play around any bricking, I guess. Then One Eye of Timaeus, then Raigeki Twin Twisters. And then for the traps, I've 2 copies of Magician Navigation now. I think I showed 2 navigations last time. I was insistent on playing 3 before, but Magician's Soul kinda makes it harder to use if I'm constantly milling my Dark Magicians. But it's worth playing at least 2. And 2 Eternal Souls. Would have preferred to play 3, but lack of room. But Soul Servant can recover it, unless of course Eternal Soul gets banished, which would be annoying. And then 3 copies of Waking the Dragon as just back row bait, really, which is bound to see more play because of Harpy's Feather Duster. Also great if someone's playing Lightning Storm as well. And then for the extra deck, it's the usual fusion lineup still. Dark Magician Dragon Knight, Amulet Dragon, Dark Paladin, Dark Cavalry, 2 copies of the Dark Magicians, and then I have my 3 Waking the Dragon targets. Blue Eyes Alternative Ultimate Dragon. Sure, it's not unaffected by everything, unlike Ultimate Falcon, but it still can't be targeted or destroyed by opponents' card effects, so it's still difficult to get round, especially since I can pop a card every turn. And then the only Synchro Blackwing Full Armor Master, which is just a mini Ultimate Falcon, only it does a lot more. Put wedge counters on monsters using an effect on the field, lets me take control of those monsters with a wedge counter, or of course pop them in the end phase. And then of course Ultimate Falcon himself, the Xyz you either love or hate, and Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon, Big Eye, Ebon Illusion Magician, and only 3 Link monsters, Blackluster Soldier, Soldier of Chaos, Nightmare Phoenix, and Imdok. I mean, on paper, this whole deck seems like a good idea. I feel like maybe the rituals just make it too cloggy. That might have been the problem. So I guess if I drop the rituals and Gaia, it should work better, in theory. So I'm willing to explore it again, but I wanted to go back to the original version and just hope that Duster doesn't come up that much. Here's my deck as it is now. Like, it's exactly the same as my real life build. I'm just going to show it like this because it wasn't that long ago since I did a proper deck profile. I did manage to fit the spellbook engine though, only I've gone with the slight opposite engine. Instead of 2 secrets, 1 knowledge, I'm going with 2 knowledge, 1 secrets, which I have done before and it worked fine. But the reason I generally go for this is because I want more draw power, and sometimes the second copy of Secrets would be dead. After looking at it, I did forget to put Illusion Magic in, but I'm debating whether or not I really need it. And there's the extra deck. So I'm just going to play it like this for now and just hope I don't run into it. Although I have been told that Harpy's Feather Duster is more of a side deck option because apparently not a lot of people are playing back row. But then again, like I keep saying, I don't play in tournaments anymore, and back row is more likely to come up in casual play. But even then, I shouldn't need to worry about Lightning Storm and Duster since they're generally expensive and difficult to get. So in terms of back row removal, it's just Twin Twisters I need to worry about, really. But of course, at any time, if I'm seeing too much back row removal, I can obviously switch out my Mirror Force traps and the strikes for Waking the Dragon and Veiler. But I don't know what I'd drop as well, because I'd want to play 3 Waking the Dragons, 2 Veilers. I wouldn't know what 5th card to drop. I guess maybe Starlight Road, or I drop my spellbook package altogether and play some other things. But yeah, I just want the deck to be consistent and just never brick, you see. Whereas at the same time, like, it would be a shame not to play the Ultimate Rare Stardust Dragon I own. So I do want to keep playing it in something. If need be, if I drop it in Starlight Road, I can just play my Ulti Stardust in a pass format deck. Or of course put it in my Stardust Junk deck and then get another Ultimate Rare, because odd rarities just drive me crazy. So yeah, that's it for the Dark Magician deck profile. One more thing. Oh God, we're 20 minutes in already. In terms of proper decks right now, current format ones, I'm now down to 7. That was weird. Hang on. 7. There we go. Because quite a few more of my decks have been put away in binders and spare deck boxes and semi-retired. I say semi because whenever I try and cut down on decks, they always end up coming back somehow. Because I just miss them and feel tempted to play them again. So at least if they're put away in binders and deck boxes, they're there ready to play. But as for what decks I've got left, obviously there's the Signature 3, still got Stardust Junk, still got Toons. They're going to stick around a while longer because with Stardust Junk I need yet another rematch against Weber's 5's Evil Heroes, because obviously the first time in the 20th anniversary Endurance I made that stupid misplay which cost me the game and ruined my chances of winning the whole thing, and in the raid boss against his Evil Heroes I bricked, which sucked. So yeah, I will get a proper good game in with no misplays and no bricks. And as for Toons, I still want to show off Toon Bookmark, Toon Page Flip and Toon Terror in a real life game. But I still haven't had the chance to be able to do that, especially since I had practically no plays in the raid boss against Cosmo. Like, I just want to show them in a duel. Is that too much to ask? Of course, it obviously doesn't help that I don't see Toon Kingdom. In fact, I'm actually starting to think that maybe I should actually play Toon World in my Toon deck again. I'm not even joking, because there's too many times where I just don't see it. Here's my Toon deck, like, as it is right now, both in real life and online. So yeah, it's a 50 card deck. Yeah, I need to find a way to put Toon World in, and I guess I ought to bump up my copies of Toon Mermaid. So yeah, there's that. Of course, I also have my Vampires, which I still need to get a game in with. And good news for you Jesse Anderson fans, Crystal Beasts are back. Yes, Dark Cell hooked me up with a lot of the core. I have been saying for a little while now that I was tempted to rebuild Crystal Beasts, and I actually have, so I need to get a game in with those as well. The only GX deck I'm interested in that has nothing to do with heroes. Of course, there are other decks I'm working on. Like I said last time, I'm rebuilding Generic Warriors and Galaxy Photons. Hopefully it won't take too long to put those back together. And I also recently decided to also bring back my Exodia deck, which, for those who don't know, is the very first proper deck I ever played. Of course, I don't normally like troll decks, especially not Storly burn decks, or Deck Out, or barrier statue stun, but Exodia is legitimately, genuinely the only troll deck in the game that I actually do like. Well, except for the stupid FTK version, like fuck FTK decks of any kind. And technically Exodia is a classic boss monster from the good old days of Yu-Gi-Oh! It'd be cool to bring that back. And also, I'm also excited to announce that I'm making something new, something I've never played before. I mean, it's not a new archetype, it's something I've never ever played before, which is Speedroids. This is the idea that I want to go with. Because I was watching Darkon Duelist's Speedroid deck profile, and it kind of got me tempted to play the deck. I've never ever played it against it before, but I've never played it myself before is what I mean, but I've played against it myself a few times, and I have a good idea of how to play them. I mean, it's not too much different from playing Black Wings and Stardust Junk, I would have thought. So I don't know how long it's going to take me to put it together. I have a few cards already, and to be honest, I'm actually considering hunting down a box of high-speed riders in order to pick up most of the core. It's also quite tempting to hunt down an ultimate rare Teratop, to be honest. But I'll happily settle for the super rare though, because I'm not a rarity whore. I don't care that much about rarity. I mean, sure, odd rarities index do drive me crazy, but it's not that big a deal, because it's still the same card and it still does the same thing, but I just prefer cards in the same rarity. But at the same time, I'm not willing to bling out my deck to the absolute max, like unlike certain friends of mine. Anyway, yeah, that's gonna do it for the updates. It's gone on for longer than I intended it to be. I apologise for that. So I'm gonna cut it there. So thanks for watching, and stay safe out there. Oh yeah, and I forgot to say in the subscriber special, thank you very much for 200 plus subs. Let's see how long it takes for us to reach 300. Maybe we'll do another special duel of some kind where we use something that inflicts 300. Like, the only thing I can think of is Coffin Seller. We'll figure something out, or do some special opening for whenever we get to 300. Anyway, thanks for watching, stay safe, and I'll catch you later. Bye bye.